universe. I'm just not sure how much material there is to test.
I find your lack of faith upsetting. I mean, disturbing.
Okay, well, are you gonna be in here all day? Because we can get started doing some other stuff.
Nah, you go ahead. I like it in here. It's private.
This summer, the Mythbusters are back as they take on science in a way that's bigger and better than ever before.
Mommy, I don't like barbecues at Jamie's house.
I like this thing. It's kind of cute, isn't it?
I'm ready.
Come on. Yeah.
They're gonna break bad. And they're gonna crash and burn. Because this time,
This is terrifying.
they're gunning for the truth.
Here we go.
Man, the tension here is more than I would have thought it would be.
Pretty cool, huh?
And for the first time in their history, they're also exploring the final frontier as Adam and Jamie boldly go where no Mythbuster has gone before.
Here we go. We are taking off. Oh, man. That is a lot of horsepower. Wow, we're already lifting. That's crazy. Whoa! Ow! There we are. Ladies and gentlemen, 70,000 feet. At this point, aside from the 6 astronauts on the space station, we are the 2 highest humans off of planet Earth.
Alright, can you guys hear me now? That'll work? Alright. Looks like it's working. Alright, so I guess I was talking to myself for a bit. It looks like when I plugged in my new camera and reset some stuff on the other camera. So hopefully that turned my audio on. Sweet, right on. Okay, so now let me repeat what I just said to myself. I just got a new camera, the Logitech C920. So hopefully this guy works out. Hopefully the computer can handle it. It looks like it's having some lag issues running everything. So that's the next step, is getting a new camera to start live streaming on. But this camera has a lot better clarity, so you can see the work a lot better. You can even get up close. It should... There we go, nice focus. So much better camera. Now, I just got to work on some armature to have it up here in the rafters, and I can bring it down and zoom in on the work, and you guys can see it better. So, but yeah, so I've got this hammer I've been working on since the last time. I was cleaning up this side, and I was in the process of transferring it to the other side. And since then, I've carved into it. I've gone back and forth and tried to make sure that everything is lined up enough. And then it's pretty rough in there. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, like right in there, it's kind of rough. So I'm going to go in and I'm cleaning up some tools. I'll show you guys that. So got that, and then the handle I've also worked on. I started doing this near the end of the stream. Was it Wednesday this week? And I started working on it since I got all the diamonds on there. I'll talk about how I did that. And then I've also got this little spiky bit, which I've started doing the detailing around the side there. So go over how I did all that. And I've also got this guy primed up and ready to paint. So maybe sometime soon I'll have a painting live stream. You guys can see me paint this guy. I'll whip out the airbrush and do some stuff on him. So, alright, how many people we got there? 8, alright, let's get started on this. How's everybody doing? Go ahead, jump in the chat. If you got any questions, go ahead, feel free to throw them my way. I'll answer them as soon as I notice them. And if anything goes wrong with the audio or video, since I'm still playing with my setup, please let me know. Thank you, VexFX, for letting me know that the audio was out. So I didn't realize it reset everything. So, but next step is new camera, and then maybe I'll fiddle with this guy here and get the visual on that. Fix the audio. So one step at a time, I'm going to start whipping this up to have a better quality live stream more often, bring you guys some better content. So let's get going. Alright. So to figure out the other side, going back and forth, I kind of quickly threw this little thing together to figure out where my ridges and valleys were and the transfer. So I took the pattern and I flipped it so then that way it lays on this side. I don't have to sit there and draw the back side to get that all lined up. So I get this guy lined up, cleaned in there. You can see it's pretty rough, so I'm going to take it out. So to get all these details in there, to really remove a lot of material, I usually use this guy, which is this sanding mandrel. Oh, there we are, right there, sanding mandrel. But to really get it kind of smooth in these smaller corners there, I like to use, it's already actually on the Dremel here. This guy, this is a grinding bit. This isn't actually a sanding bit, but it's kind of like a grinding stone. It's not too rough, but it's great for really kind of shaping and getting these nice corners of foam. It won't remove material like this will, the sanding mandrel, but it's great for shaping and carving. It leaves pretty nice and smooth. It's not the straightest, so like, not the straight. It's kind of straight, so it doesn't like to go around these curves too much. Right there. Doesn't like to go around these curves too much. So for that, I've got other pieces I like to use. So when I'm smoothing and cleaning things out, I'll go for these two pieces, which are also grinding stones. So that's what I'll be using today to try to get in and clean up a lot of these areas in here, and then also to round out these kind of areas in here. So I love these grinding stones for really in the clay. So think about it, the Dremel is kind of like my carving tool, and these are different tools I have. So instead of clay, I'm using this. So kind of think of it like a sculpting tool. These are your sculpting ends, and each one gets you a different texture or different shape in there. So, all right, what else do I have? These ones I don't use as often, but got these guys, which I use every now and then, or if I need to get really weird tight corners or tight little detail shapes. And then I have these guys, which are pretty much just different variations on these two here. So use this rounded bit depending on how rounded I want it. Just do that, and then I've got these different size ones here. Now the tighter the curve, the smaller you'll go. So like this little curve inside here, I started doing it with this, and then I'll clean it up with this little guy here, because this guy's way too big, and it's just going to start cutting in and leaving all these, point this way, cutting in and leaving all these marks in here. So, but the smaller bit, easily, oh, what did I do? I lost it. Okay. But the smaller bit will easily get inside here without leaving too much grooving. So, alright, find my dustbin. Now, before I get started, for those of you who weren't here, let's talk about the handle and how I got to this point. So, let me pop this up here. Alright. So the whole thing is foam aside from the dowel in the center. And how I got this called knurling pattern on there was I took you can see from the side there, I took the knurling, or sorry, I took the foam and I drew a grid out on a long piece, and then I wrapped it around at a 45-degree angle, made sure that the squares were all lined up, and then after that was glued on with barge, I took one of these knives here, and then I just slowly went through and grooved all the lines. And after I did that, I took it over to the heat gun, hit that evenly, popped it open. Now sometimes the heat gun will make the ends pop up some or kind of warp them a little bit. So on a flat surface I just kind of rounded it out and used my thumb to kind of move it if it started to peel up. So did that, and then I went over it with a sanding sponge to try to knock down any of the hard corners came up from the heat gun. And then I took the 6mm foam, cut out some more little grid square shapes to fit these, super glued each one on, and then I started sanding them down, give them a nice round grip on this. So this, once it's done, will go in there, and these will be facing on the side, and this guy will pop right on there, like that. So just gotta finish and clean up the hammer, and once it's all cleaned up, I'll glue it all together, and I can start painting this guy, get it sealed up and good to go. The actual sanding attachment. Are you talking about these little mandrel bits right here? I do when I'm trying to remove material. I'm having some issues with the camera, guys. Hold on just a minute. I don't have a streaming schedule that's set in stone just yet. Right now it's been Wednesdays and Fridays as I can. So that's, once I have more of a set schedule that's more definite, I'll put that up on my website and let everybody know about that and give information about the stream. Let's see, I'm going to play with the camera here. Let's see if I can't change the frame rate. Oh, well, there's the white balance setting. That's nice to know. I don't see anything there. Advanced settings. So I'm using OBS right now. And when I go to the camera, there's a video options. Would that be the resolution that I would need to change? Or I'm wondering if that would be the other settings. Sorry folks, bear with me. I just got this new camera, which looks beautiful, but I don't know if I set it up all the way right. I didn't get a whole lot of time to check it beforehand. Alright, give me just a second. I'm gonna go AFK for a minute and check something. So, be right. There you go. That looks like it might have fixed it a bit. Doesn't seem to be lagging as much. You guys hear me just fine? So I turned down the resolution on this camera, so hopefully that fixes it. So if you guys have any issues or see any issues, good? Alright. Awesome. Sweet. Alright, we got it fixed. Right on, guys. Sweet. Okay. Let's get back to it. Thank you, VexFX, for the advice there. Alright, and the audio's good? You guys can hear me just fine? Let's see. Sweet. Alright. Let's get to it. Alright, if this is too loud, let me know. I can mute the camera there. Thanks, guys. take a moment to answer some questions here. So, Galestorm asks if this was a requested piece or a personal piece. It's a bit of a personal piece, and also I'm going to be doing another ebook coming up. So this guy is to help promote that. And this guy, when he's done, someone had asked what it will be when it's complete, and it is the new Titan hammer. So, it's all together. So, this is the front striking end, even though you could probably totally hit someone with the beak. But this is the hammer that I'm working on. So, just going in, trying to clean up these lines now. The past couple days between the last stream, I've gotten this side. So I got him mostly carved out the shape I want. I'm going in here and I'm cleaning this side up. I'm going to go back and forth and clean these up and make sure that everything's looking nice, neat, and clean, that the edges are very distinctive and recognizable, so that way when I paint this guy up, he'll be really easy to paint. So, and this guy is EVA foam floor mats. This one is solid foam. So I stacked multiple layers of foam together, glued it with barge contact cement, and you can see this in the middle here that's white, that's actually just a different color foam, and that's so I never have to worry about accidentally sanding off my middle. I always know exactly where the middle will always be, and this is the 3mm craft foam that's in the center there along this line. So it goes all the way around there, so I can drill that with a drill press, so this dowel can sit there. And this handle, aside from the dowel inside, is 100% foam, as is this little nub down here. So the only thing that's not foam is the dowel, giving this a rigid support so it doesn't flop around. No one likes a floppy hammer. Phrasing. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. It's going in and cleaning this guy up here. And then I'll also work on this guy today, try to get him cleaned up. So we'll stream for about 2 hours today, keeping it at 2 hours. We'll see, I might change it up. Once I have an actual schedule, I'll post that up. I'm thinking I might do once a week, I'll do a stream where I talk and interact with you guys, and then maybe once a week or every now and then I'll do just a silent stream where you have music going in the background that I'm either painting or just really deep in some arting. So you guys can just sit back and watch me get in the zone. That's the plan. I'm hoping, we'll see, it's quickly approaching. I am going to try and do a Titan for PAX Prime. So I'm probably not going to get to a helmet, but that's okay. I'll just claim I'm chilling in tower, so I'll have that going. I'll have my hair done like my characters. I'll have mohawk, I'll shave off this, and I'll have like the crazy little lines. So that's what my character actually looks like, so it'll be easy. And then I'll probably just be swinging this guy around at people, so not letting them know that it's foam. But yeah, I'll post all that up on my website when I actually get something. Right now I'm just kind of testing the water, seeing what days are good, what people like. Just got the new camera here. The Logitech C920, and it's got a beautiful image now, much better than what I was doing before. So I still got this grainy guy over here for my actual face, but no one really wants to see this in high def. It's nothing special to look at, but yeah, this one is grabbing the audio because I might constantly be changing the distance here. So I wanted one that's constant for audio and one that I can use. It's good for image because this is what matters. So, well, Galestorm wants to know, or wants to start cosplaying but doesn't know where to start. I would suggest finding something that you have a passion for. The first thing I did was Mass Effect, and I really loved that game. I had a lot of fun playing it. I'm a huge sci-fi fan, so Mass Effect 1 and 2 were huge games to me, so I really was inspired to do a set of armor from the second game, where the armor made a little more sense and didn't have as many weird, crazy space materials. So I did the blue capacitor armor, and I was just intending to wear it for fun, but in the process, I went to San Diego Comic-Con, I made a ton of friends, and I went to the BioWare costume contest that I only found about moments before. And I went there, hung out, and ended up getting a prize, and I had no idea they were on, they had their live stream going of that, and that's how I got my first commission. So just find something that you're passionate for, but also something that you know isn't too far outside of your skill set. Whenever you're going to start getting into costume making, you don't want to do something like, oh, I love Gundam, so I'm going to go do a Gundam. That's probably a bad idea. Or a Space Marine. Or a Terran Marine. Any of these big crazy armor suits, I would try to stay away from. Also elaborate fabrics and textures. Just go with something simple, but iconic and recognizable, and you'll have a lot of fun. Anything like Mass Effect, and if it's a franchise or property that's been on for a while, many people have already done it, so there's patterns out there, there's tips and tutorials, and it will really make it easier for you. And the communities are great. Just find the community of people who are doing costumes from the title that you want to do costumes from, and they'll be able to point you in the right direction to fabrics, things that work, things that don't work. So yeah, that's a good place to look. So is there any video games or titles that interest you that you might want to jump in on and make a costume from? Are you a fan of anything? I know League of Legends seems to be a popular one. Yeah, if you're costuming, I'd also, another thing as well, the costume may be simple, also make sure it has a simple weapon, because I know things like League of Legends have these giant crazy proportions, Final Fantasy is another one notorious for giant proportion weapons, and if you're traveling, make sure it's something small, which is why for this, like this hammer, I might make this guy detachable, so, which that means if it's detachable, I can travel with it like this. So, or I can shove it in a bag and they can x-ray it and see that it is literally foam. So there's that to keep in mind. Hand cannons and guns are great. Anything that's not long or too difficult to travel with. Another thing to keep in mind if you're getting into cosplay and you're going to a convention that's not a driving distance is how it breaks down and how you can travel with it. TSA isn't the friendliest, so it's a good idea to ship it if you have anybody there. Sometimes the hotels you can ship things to, so that helps out a lot. So research that, think about it, have a lot of planning, preparing for what con you're going to, what the temperature is going to be like. If you're going to do a full suit of armor and go to a convention in the south, it's really hot and it's going to be very unpleasant, so you want something that's going to breathe. Stay away from upholstery and any kind of fabric that doesn't breathe. Make sure it's moisture wicking, anything like that. So, some things to keep in mind. I knew I threw a lot at you there, kind of got in the zone, but yeah. I post all kinds of tips and tricks, and you can talk to other cosplayers, learn from their experiences and mistakes. A lot of people do blogs, a lot of people do live streams. So yeah, get into it. It's a blast. Go have fun. Dragon Con's a great one to go to. It's a very good costuming convention. So, yes, TSA. So I got a fun TSA story for you guys. So the very first costume I did was the blue capacitor armor from Mass Effect. And the first con I took it to was San Diego Comic-Con, and at the time I was living in Arizona, so I was able to drive out to San Diego and just toss it in my car. Everything's fine. There's no TSA. There's no security that's going to check. Everything was good, so it traveled just fine. And I never really considered having to take it too far of a distance. And I had a huge military duffel bag, and usually TSA is pretty cool and leaves those alone. Or it doesn't give you too much crap for those because there's a lot of military traveling and whatnot. So I threw it in there, locked it up, didn't even think about it. I put a combo lock on there. It went out to Dragon Con just fine, no problems. On the way back from Dragon Con, sitting there looking around, sitting with my buddy, I'm like, man, where's my damn bag at? And I look, and I see it coming off, or down the little slide there as it's about to go around the carousel. The top is open, it slides down, it hits it, it goes forward, and vomits all of my armor all over the baggage claim. That was fun to witness, everything just getting hurtled out. It was almost like a comic or something from a movie. It was too crazy. So I ran over, quickly picked it up, shoved it inside, and didn't really have too much of a chance there to look at it and figure out if anything was broken. But yeah, good times. So after that, I got a TSA lock, and I changed how I traveled with my stuff. So, yeah, that was quite the experience. Yeah, so also, if you have something with a lock on it, you can put something like, I know Bill Duran of Punished Props has a little like twist bolt thing that goes in there, so it's easy to take on and put off. You can also get TSA-approved locks that have a key that TSA can pop into. Or just like a carabiner, something that is easy that they don't have to get bolt cutters for. Because they have to get bolt cutters, and that's the only thing holding it together. It's coming off if they feel like they need to check it. If it has any electronics in it, maybe you could leave them a note and explain it, because even still, I've seen TSA will pop open things because they thought there was something inside of it. So, yeah, keep that in mind. If it's like a helmet or mask, I usually take those with me onto the plane. Usually there hasn't been a problem. I know people have worn their Iron Man helmets. I wore my cultist mask. I think Bill took his Draugr or one of the helmets on the plane. So, and most of the times TSA thinks that shit's pretty cool looking because they get excited because they're people too. They think it's cool. They might check it. They might be concerned. But usually they're pretty cool with that. As long as it's not a weapon. If it's a weapon, don't take that. If it's a helmet or a piece of armor, that's fine. Just never be like, oh, it's a prop. It's a big gun. Even if it looks comical and it's obvious it's not a weapon. Don't ever take that to the plane on carry-on, on your luggage or in hand. Helmets, fine. Weapons, absolutely not. Don't even risk it. Yeah, better safe than sorry. All right. No problem. Always happy to give advice until fun costuming stories. Okay. Where was I at? I'm cleaning this guy up. Before I get started, anybody else have any questions about costuming or traveling with costumes? I'm more than happy to answer those. Yeah, we're going to be at PAX Prime coming up, so hopefully I'll have my Titan by then. I'm going to have to start cracking down, but I can pump out an in-7 suit in a week. So, but that also came from doing a lot of in-7 suits. So, could probably do one of those in the dark now, but we'll see. I've got the basics of the armor I'm going to do. I can pump that out pretty quick. So, but definitely no helmet, and I already have some weapons. So I'm going to have this guy, and I also have a fusion rifle. So, all right. There's no more questions. I'm going to actually take a quick break and use the little prop maker's room. Wait, what? Somebody asked about a first prop? Did I miss that? Was there... Uh-oh, let me scroll up and chat. The first prop I ever made... That guy right there. That's the first prop I ever made. This was EVA foam with Bondo. Not Bondo, sorry. Fiberglass resin that I put up. This guy is so dusty. Spent the time to carve this guy out and make it look nice, and then I went and put the fiberglass resin over it, and it just got all clumpy and nasty, so I sanded the crap out of it, but even then it still started cracking. So that was the last time I ever put a hard shell over my foam. Yeah. So I know some people like the Epsilon. I don't. Foam, it's flexible. Keep whatever you feel is flexible, unless you use a crap ton of it. So this is another Mass Effect gun that I did. So, big old solid thing. And I actually threw a screw in there, because the idea was that I would have magnets. I don't think I have good magnets. I do. I'd have magnets, and then, throw crap around. The magnets in my, on my hip, so that way the gun would stick to it. And they were the large earth magnets, so they held that pretty nicely. But, yeah, I have a magnet right there. Fancy stuff. So that is my first prop. And it's the first prop I made. Yep. I don't think it looks too good. I'm glad you like it, but I have a lot of criticism about it. So it wasn't Bondo. Sorry, I misspoke. It was fibers, and no, you can't do Bondo on foam because it since the foam is flexible, the Bondo is rigid. If it flexes in any way, it's just going to crack and peel right off, which is what I learned the hard way with that guy. Anytime it bumped anything, it would crack and shatter. So keep it flexible. I know some people use latex. Plastidip is also a great way to seal and protect stuff. It gives it a nice skin and keeps it protected. So nothing rigid. If it's flexible, keep it flexible. If it's something solid like a resin kit, then use Bondo. So. I do not hog the PlayStation. I don't know what you're talking about. I share my PlayStation, so... Alright, maybe not. Alright, that's all the questions. Alright, I'm gonna go use Little Prop Maker's room. I'll be right back, guys. Have fun talking in chat, and I'm back. Alright, exciting. What did I miss? Going on in the chat here. Oh no, what's happening with chat? Okay, there we go. So much going on in chat. Okay. Boom. Alright, let's get back into this. I'm gonna put my mask back on and start working on this guy again. And then I'll come back to answering some questions. Of course, I always wash my hands before I go to the bathroom. The Space Wizard asked if I washed, or they hope I washed my hands. Because I said I had to go to the little prop maker's room. Sorry. Poor Rob over here is hearing one side of the conversation. Too cool. What do I think is the most difficult part of the prop making process? Asked Galestorm. Probably the planning. Getting the pattern and figuring out the shapes and everything. Once you've got the pattern and the shape, it's all downhill from there. At least in my opinion, from my experience. It's just figuring out how you're going to do it. Once you've got it and once you get started and rolling, then it seems to all come together and start to make sense. So my favorite part of the process is the painting part. And Brian47400 wants to know what this guy is, so there you go, Brian. This is a work in process here. Or I can take the spike, make it a jaunty little party hat, and now it's I'm an adult. Don't judge me. Bye, Gail. Gotta do the nostrils now. Actually, if you think about that, I've got this. Trying to make sure the nose is symmetrical. Or lined up on the other side. No, I'm not adding a ridge to the beak, so see, I got the nostril. Move my crap out of the way. Got the nostril on this side. I'm trying to line it up on the other side. So what I'm doing is I'm drawing lines across that go perpendicular to the center line, so I can line them up on the other side. So I'm doing this way first, and then I'm going to come from the front. I'm going to line these up this way. Make sure that they're the same height, and then I can rough out exactly where the nostril should be on this side, and go back and forth and look at it, and then draw that guy there. So. Okay. Some of you guys just tuning in. Here is the hammer. This is from Destiny. It is the new subclass Titan build. You summon a flaming hammer and throw it at people. You're basically Fire Thor. How cool is that? This guy is 100% foam, minus the dowel in the middle of this. But the rest of it all is foam. So right now I'm trying to line up and do the nostril and get on to finishing up this handle here. So I've got the diamond things. On this side I got to clean up a bit, and then I got to put them on here. Well, they're already on here. I just have to sand them down to get them to shape. So the knurling is this 3mm craft foam. And the diamonds, although the color is different, is this 6mm craft foam wrapped around a EVA foam floor mat core. And I rounded out dowel in the middle so it's rigid and not a floppy hammer. No one likes a floppy hammer. Isn't that right, Rob?
No one.
No one. Got Punished Props brother Rob here. Check his stuff out. He does, was it Duran Clan, right?
Yeah.
Duran Clan props. And his whole family dresses up. There's all kinds of cool Iron Man stuff. Even his dog. Oh, yeah, there we go. Alright, there. Oh. Any Final Fantasy fans? That's what Rob's working on right now.
My nose will not be a part of it.
Taylor says hello, Rob.
You're at work?
Yeah, Taylor, shouldn't you be working?
Yeah, excuse me. Some of us like to play that game. I'm just kidding. I get the whole summer off. You take your time, Taylor.
All
What
right.
you gotta do?
Okay, where was I? Nostrils. Because how else is the eagle supposed to pick his nose? Gotta have something to pick. I am such an adult right now. Where is my pen? There's my pen. Okay. Lining up the nostrils. Gonna highlight my ridge here. Because I already sanded this guy and rounded him out. It's a little hard to see the edges of the knot, of course, not a frame. So, highlighting the edge there, and then the inside. So yeah, I get that guy roughly lined up. I need to figure out the height, make sure that's good. So I'm going to eyeball it by putting one fingernail on this side, figuring out the height, and then putting a fingernail on the other side and seeing if they're even. Boop. Good enough for government work. Alright. We got a booger hole. Is who back from LA already? Bill? No, that's the other one. That's Rob. That's Twin Beard. The other one.
The respectable one.
He's a respectable one. As he says. His words, not mine. Alright.
I'd like a real career.
You have a real job. You teach people.
Which is why I'm at work right now.
Yeah. Alright. This nose actually curls out a little more. I gotta fix that. Lay a booger hole. I gotta figure out the top. I see me make weird faces as I line up the nostril. for me. A little more on an oval. I can fix that as I'm sanding that. Yay! Alright. Any questions you guys have before I turn on the loud noises again? It's like an interrogation. That's a letter. There we go. Somebody's got to go get something from Zur. Anybody get anything good this weekend in Destiny? Anybody get what Zur has this weekend? Thanks, App Design. Thanks for stopping in. Take it easy. No questions? Alright. I'm going to turn on the loud noises again. Get my mask on. So because this is such a tight little corner there, I'm going to use this bit right here. This little guy. The chainsaw sharpening bit. these things. Thank you. Alright. Oh, well, looks like we're almost out of time. It's almost 4 o'clock. So, I'm going to sand these guys up next. And then, to do that, I go between this piece here, and then I'll smooth it out with that piece. And if I really need to remove material, I'll use the sanding mandrel. So I'm going to use those to do that. I'll get that done, have that ready for next time. And hopefully next time, I'll actually be painting this guy. So it's going to clean this guy up a little more. And then I have to finish the diamonds. Fix that guy on there. Glue it all together. And then I'm going to seal it and paint it. And you guys are going to watch me paint it. So I like painting things, a lot of fun. And it won't be as loud. I won't have as many tools going. So I'll be able to hang out and answer more questions. So before I go, got 4 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions? Shoot them out my way. Brian47400 asks, to do this hammer, about how much time? Do you mean like how much time I have left, or how much time I've put into it so far, or overall? I'd say so far I've put in several days worth of work on this guy. I'm always horrible at counting the amount of hours that goes into a project. Usually I just put it until it gets done. And I space it out because I'll do a couple projects at a time. So it's kind of difficult to say exactly how much. How much time is left, though? I'm probably going to have this guy cleaned up. Hopefully by before I close down shop tonight. Yeah, I'll definitely have it cleaned up before I close down shop tonight. Looking nice and pretty. And then I will seal him up over the weekend. And that'll be about probably 4 layers of Plastidip. I might have to do some wet sanding on this guy, any rough areas that are sticking out. So we'll see if I have to do any wet sanding. That'll add a little bit of time to it. And then I'll have it primed and ready to start painting. When we come back. Damn, next week. So, got that. And then, so probably a couple more days on this guy. Not including dry times, of course. What else we got? Anybody got any other questions there? Don't sneeze. I'll try not to. A little dusty down here. The dust kind of acts up with me, so. Alright, so I got the hammer. Try to get a good view of this. Hold on, let's set this guy. Move my stuff out of the way there, so. Oh god, too much, too much. Boom! There we go. That's what we got so far. And that'll be fixed like that, so it'll stay on the side there. We'll have this little nub on the end. And there we go. Boom. I have half a mind to paint this guy blue and fuzzy and make it look like a Sam the Eagle from the Muppets. So, but seeing as I'm only going to make one of these guys, and I'm not sculpting another one to do Sam the Eagle.
Make a costume for it.
Yeah, make a whole costume of Sam the Titan Eagle. Sam will totally be a Titan.
Oh, just make a costume just for the prop.
Oh, just for the prop. No, I'm good. I'm not going to wear a Muppet suit. So, any last questions? I got 1 minute. Anybody squeeze a question in there? No, maybe. All right. Well.
Want to see a cool thing?
Rob's got a cool thing. Hurry up, Rob. You got 60 seconds.
60 seconds. Taking the mask off.
Okay. Rob's taking his sweet time. What is life? I don't know. I'm working on that one.
Yeah, we're all kind of working on that one.
All right, Rob. What do you got to show us?
I'm unmasking my staff.
Wow. Rob is unmasking his. I just.
You're not going to want to miss this.
Maybe we should go now. All right. Thanks, VexFX. Drop the hat off. Are you going to show us the fancy electronics?
Yeah. My new jam.
Alright, well, while Rob unmasks his staff, I swear this is safe for work, come in next week. I might stream this weekend, it depends on how I'm feeling. I'll announce it, but if I am, it'll be while I paint up this guy, the Morton Joe mask. So you get to see that. If not, I'll just post a lot of pictures of it, keep up with that on Twitter. So follow me at Twitter, at WMarmory, or Facebook, WMarmory. Everywhere you go, WMarmory. Instagram, on Twitter, here on Twitch, WMarmory. And keep up with me. I post a lot of tips, tricks, and tutorials. More than happy to answer questions. And, oh, Rob's staff. Alright, so if you want to put your little staff right in there. Right here. Right. Oh, there we go. Ooh, oh, it's kind of hard to see. Pull it back to the darkness. So you put it up here. Yeah, then you can kind of see the glow there.
Changes colors too.
Like that. Yeah, isn't that freaking nifty? Let's get a close up of that. Check this out. Rob's the fancy electronics guy, so come over here. See all that cool stuff in there. Because Rob's an electronics sorcerer. Here we go. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Right on. Cool stuff. Alright. If you guys want to find out how to do that kind of space magic, you'll have to go ask Rob. Because that's his domain. Electrical space magic. Meanwhile, I'll craft from foam. And send all my electronics to Rob. People said it's black magic, Rob.
Yeah. For a black mage costume.
Alright, guys. Oh, somebody still thinks you're Illuminati because there's a triangle in there.
There's a few triangles. There's triangles everywhere.
I know. Triangle. It's Illuminati. Uh-oh. Confirmed Illuminatis. Alright, guys. Take it easy. Have a good one. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Don't party too hard. If you do, make sure you drink a lot of water. So...